It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Build It video, and today I am going to be talking about city design and how to make stuff kind of blend and look more natural. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes here to go ahead and join in on the stream, and then I'm going to be reviewing somebody's city that's in my group actually. So for those of you who are going to be watching this when it's, actually posted, not live, I have 2 new series coming out. I put up the first episode yesterday of Escape the Darkness. Today I will be putting up the trailer for Finding Neverland, and I will hopefully have episode 2 of Escape the Darkness filmed later on today, for those of you who are wondering. I am not entirely sure when I'm doing the first episode of Finding Neverland, but it will for sure be by the end of the week. Okay, so a friend of mine wants me to kind of look at his city and give him my opinion. He had mentioned that it looks very grid-like and that he doesn't, or that he's having difficulties making things blend. And I've noticed that this is something that a lot of people have an issue with, and so I decided that it would probably be best just to go ahead and do the best that I can to help you guys with this particular issue. Now, hey Shang, what's up? So, let's see here. Where is it? Hang on just a second. Hey, Lo, what's up? All right. So, reviewing his city. Maybe, hopefully it'll take me to his capital, which it did not. So let's go to the capital here. Okay. So right offhand, you guys can kind of tell what he means by when he says it looks very grid-like. Now, a lot of people have this issue, okay, where maybe you don't know where to get started, or you do something and I don't want to use the word robotic, but it looks very, it looks too cut, like straight. You know what I mean? It doesn't look naturally, it doesn't flow natural. And so first off, when you put water up against the roadways, it looks very unrealistic. Now, when you place trees in SimCity, depending on the type of tree it is, and depending on the situation and the area and what you have going on around it, the trees will kind of conform differently. They don't always place the same exact way. And it's really kind of strange sometimes, because sometimes they look, more full, and other times they look really tiny and skinny, and you see like parts of the ground or whatever. And it can make it look really bad. And so in the past, people have asked me, okay, well, why do you use multiple different kinds of trees? Why not just use like one kind? Well, first off, that it looks tacky. Second off, there is instances where using all of one tree can look really good. I'm not a big fan of it. Now, I've also noticed that, I don't know if you guys have noticed, when I do design things, I try to design them in a way where they look, how do I explain this? They look natural, but at the same time, it does, like a lot of people they don't utilize all their space, right? Or they don't utilize certain types of space. So like if you have something on the side of a road, it's going to be different than if you have something in the middle of the map. I'll talk about that more when we go back to my city to actually physically show you guys what I'm saying. But for right now, I'm going to look at his city and hopefully try to give you guys some tips here. So right here off the bat, he's got his shops and factories and stuff all lined up, which is fine. Now, what's kind of off is that the water goes straight up to the road, right? And so it just doesn't look natural. Now, if he was to put maybe some of those buildings that, those Mayor's Pass buildings that kind of go along the road, that would be cool. Or if he was to maybe take out one piece of water and just put a tree here and there, that would that could look okay. Given that it is a roadway, he can utilize that. And so, let's see here. Okay, so with these walls here, as many of you guys may have known if you started messing with them, notice how the water doesn't go all the way up to the wall. You can't actually put anything there. It counts it as a space, which really sucks because it looks like shit when it does that. And so trying to find a way around that is kind of difficult. Now, one thing that I've been doing is using the terrain that looks similar to it. And I'll show you guys that when I get onto my map. But then you've got, look at the rest of the map here. So it looks really good. You know, the displays are really good, but if you look really closely, it's all very, like, cut, like, straight, you know? And so, for example, look at the trees as they go up each side. Notice how it's just one straight line of trees everywhere. A straight line here, there. Again, I don't really like doing a bunch of winding roads because it's a big waste of space. But at the same time, what you can do is instead of don't necessarily make them all connect. So like, for example, right here, how he has the 3 roads that are separate, hang on a second here. Let me get to I'm trying to get to an area where the stream has got a better connection here. Jesus, man. What is it, a dead zone here? Can you guys, is it buffering for you guys? Okay, is that better? Is it still buffering? Okay, so, what is that? Oh, that is kind of cool. It looked almost like a bridge. That's interesting. Okay, so, as I was trying to say here, give me just 2 seconds. I'm just analyzing, you know, everything. So every now and then what you can do if you're not really sure is you can kind of knock something off to the side and out of alignment. So if you're somebody who's like OCD like myself, or if you like things to kind of match or whatever. So like a lot of people will do like the same exact house all in one row. To me, that looks like shit. Now, I could see how it would look cool if you did it right, but most of the time it just looks tacky. It looks like you're just showing off, like, okay, I've got all of these types of epics and all of these types, and they're all just like lined up. Or like you'll see the people that have the maps where they've got all of their holiday stuff for display, and they've just got them all out there. They're not really, you know, displayed. They're just there, almost like they're being like sold in a shop. You know, they're not really appealing. Okay, so I'm gonna do the best that I can to show you guys how to make a good display when we get back over to my map. So another thing here that you'll notice about this is the edges of the road when they come to the water, none of them are really hidden, right? And so certain types of or pieces of the road don't look good when they're just out for display. It just looks tacky. For example, right there at the corner, see how he has a bridge and it goes to, here, I'll show you, just 1 second. Okay, so right here, this area here, he's got 3 different types of bridges here. But this one isn't connected to anything. And it looks off, you know? And so either what he could do, okay, so I see what he was doing. He wanted the water to kind of, I see. So in this instance, I would probably actually kind of move the... Okay, so right here where this middle house is, I would move the house, I would pull the road sideways, and I would do a block of 3 instead of a line of 3, and that way you can surround it with some trees. But I see what the... Or better yet, why is this house going downward like that? Why not just knock that one up, bring this over, and bring a bridge this way? Kind of like what you did here. Everything's too straight cut. That's the issue. So there is an easy fix, though. Okay, so like, for example, right here, how he's got empty spaces where the trees are, that would be a good place to put some different colored trees. And then you've got, let's see. See how everything's just like really straight? Everything's like that. There's nothing that kind of kicks sideways or flows very natural. Okay, so let's go back over to my map and I'll show you what I'm trying to... I'll try this. And I've shown you guys, like, for example, when I do trees in the front of the buildings, right? I try to use them that are either thin, so you can see it, or short, so you can see the building. Try to use the really dense, dark, popcorn-like trees to cover roadways and cover pieces of the ground that may not be conforming properly. So on my map here, you see how this one kind of started to look a little straight cut. Notice how I kind of put the bushes out just a little bit here, and then I put one over here, and I think I actually have an empty space there. Oh, I do. Okay, so for example, if I was to put water here, that would look decent, right? Because if I was to put another tree there, it would just look very straight cut. Now, I could put something that kind of... See how these kind of hang over the edges? So that it makes it not look so straight. Now, in this area here, you've got... I've got this predicament. So when you back out, notice how you can't really see that the river's flowing through. So what I could do is I could actually take out this tree here. In order to make this not look so fake, what I would have to do in order to still be able to see the water is I would have to move it down like this and then try something. Let's see. I don't want anything too dense. I could try something like this because it hangs towards the building. You see what I'm saying? And it's thin. Yeah, see, that's not going to work either. So let's do this. Okay. Now, in this case, what I could do is, see, if I was to put something like this there, it would block everything. I can't do that. So I would actually need to do something, either this one, the short one, right? And brighten it up a little bit there. Or I could go with, whoop. I was thinking about the Cactus Canyon tree there, because this one's very thin and it conforms usually pretty decently. Okay, so... Okay, look, I understand that you're mad that you got removed, but I had multiple complaints about you, and people were getting really frustrated, so I had to remove you. when I'm getting complaints from like 7 different people in the group, I mean, what do you want me to say? You know? And I tried talking to you, and this is kind of how it went. So, let's see here. Now, that tree does kind of stand out a little bit. Let's try... We're going to ignore this for a minute because I wanted to show you guys something on the other map that can better help him. I'm getting sidetracked here. But for now, we're going to leave, do something like this, actually. That would be okay. That's not too terrible. Actually, you know what? I think I've got it. And then we'll go back. I'm going to take you to the cactus map to kind of show what I'm talking about here. So, when you're drawing your roads, have you ever noticed, like, how do I explain this? Do you ever have difficulty trying to figure out which way to bring your roads and how to make stuff look good? So, one of the things that I noticed way, way back when I had made the... You guys remember the part of my city where it kind of curves and it's almost like a round lake and I have the houses around it? I was trying to figure out how to put houses around the water without having to draw the road up to the water, right? So I figured out a technique to use, and I'm going to show you guys what it is. Just give me 2 seconds to kind of read through some of your guys' messages here. If you upgrade a regional item and then put it into storage, do you no. Okay, so if you upgrade like a regional hotspot and then you store it, do you lose the upgrade? No. If that's what you're asking. So what happens when you do your hotspots here? Okay, quick update on everybody. Everybody, if you do not want to waste any time and get screwed, anybody here that has not heard my go watch my Missy's Group 2 video, or not Group 2, my Missy's Building Guide 2 video. You need to watch that because there is a serious technical glitch that's been going on in the game. And a lot of people are experiencing not being able to do epic projects. And I would hate to see everybody waste their time and money building up a city just to get to level 24 to not be able to do epic projects. Now, a girl in my group actually had this happen to her yesterday. She speed leveled up to level 24 and she did not get the epic projects like she should have. So it's very much happening to people, and I would hate to see it, you guys camp for a year or 6 months or whatever, you know, getting storage, spending money, busting your ass to get to level 24 to be fucked. So anybody here who is not level 24, you need to speed level all the way up to level 24. And just so we're clear, when you first hit level 24, okay, you may not have an epic project available immediately, but the way that you can check to see if your game is broken or not broken is you're going to click on your menu here, click on your transportation tab, or it really doesn't matter, whatever tabs that you have. And you're going to hold down on any one of these, okay? And right there below Pop Boost, it says Epic Points. If your game is not broken, you will see Epic Points on your menu. If your game is broken, it will not show Epic Points at all, okay? So if you've hit level 24 and you do not have the Epic Points available, your game's broken. And you need to screenshot it and send it to EA, because people have regular residential upgrades maxed out. they've got the coverage, they've got everything. But for whatever reason, when they hit level 24, they are not able to do an epic project ever. So, being how that this is a huge feature in the game, and we have yet to find a solution, I would hate to see anybody waste their time. So I'm telling everybody to speed level all the way up to 24 and make sure you have epics. Once you hit level 24, then you're going to camp and complete everything on the Missy's Building Guide. As for the hotspots, as we were just discussing, the way that it works is you place your building down, okay? And if you have multiples, see how I have multiples in storage? So you place these out like this. And then when you click on them, you can hit information and it tells you which level it is. Or you can just see it right there. See where it says level 2? And then this one says level 5. And then you put it back in storage and it's just going to be whatever level it was. Okay? So that's how that works. Okay, sand dip, that's fine. My point is, I had multiple people reporting that you were irritating them, that you only came on when you were asking for rare trades, that you're demanding. I've got screenshots that are showing you saying things like, someone give me this, someone give me that. And people were getting irritated. And when I have that many people that are complaining, I have to remove you. So that's just how it is. And being how I had already told you once, you know, that's just kind of how it is. So yeah, I mean, you can make quite a bit of money. If you have 11 slots available in each shop, that's absolutely possible, considering you make 30,000 on just the donut shop alone every 24 hours, you know? And then you've got, depending on what level you are, you've got TVs and you've got all kinds of other things. I mean, just caps, making caps 24/7, that's going to be $18,000 every 24 hours. And you only have to fill it up, what, 2-3 times a day? Okay, you guys, I have to get back to what I was talking about with the designing. So, you're sitting there, you're like, okay, how do I make the houses look good up against the water, right? So I'm going to show you a little trick here. Okay, hold on, let me read that. Yeah, the education, since you do have hotspots, I'm assuming, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're at least level 30. And if that's the case, you should be buying the Omega University. That's a 4-pointer. And a 4-pointer Omega University, purchasing that is going to be a lot cheaper for you than upgrading the hotspots. The hotspots are not cheap to get up to 5 points, but definitely a goal. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just going to clear space here so that I can show you guys a couple of design tricks. As for regional coins and stuff, a good thing that you can do is anytime that you're on the global market, purchase anything that you see that's regional, anything at all. I mean, some of the one factory item you can purchase and sell for regional coins, but you don't want to get totally swamped. But all the others, even the smaller one, definitely beneficial. That's kind of what I've been doing now that I've been able to boost my pop-up enough to unlock the last one. Okay, so I'm just going to clear a spot here to kind of show you guys something. So maybe you're wanting to do a lake or whatever, and you're trying to figure out how to make the water look good up against the homes, right? Give me just a sec here. We're getting there. Okay. So a lot of you guys will probably be in a situation like It's pretty cheap. They're really expensive. I know that. The first one's $1,500 to purchase it, but I can't remember the first upgrade. I think it's like $2,000 if I remember right. Okay. So, how to make your stuff look natural here. Let's say that you wanted to have homes right along this river. Okay, let's say you have a river like this. And you want to have homes along the side of this river. What's the best way to place those homes? So you can, draw your traditional road like this, right? And then you would place a house, okay? And that would be how it would be, right? Well, how do you make it look natural? That's not a very good way to make it look natural. And all of the roads have to eventually connect to the main road. So if you're trying to make, let's say, an island of houses and you want to make it look more natural, it's going to be a little more challenging than that. So one technique that you can use is to use a house that is kind of a universal. It faces universally, right? So the mountain homes are excellent for this technique because they really can be faced almost any direction and they look pretty much fine. Now, what you're going to do is, let's say that you wanted to have like a lake on this side. I wish I had picked up more water before I came over here, the larger ones at least. Okay. We're going to go grab a few lakes here in a second. Now, what you would do is you're going to draw a looped road, like, let's say like this. Start with that, okay? Now, what you'll do, in a sense, is you're going to go like this. And then you'll be able to take this, wait, hold on, like that, and then okay. So now you've got an area where you can branch out a bridge here if you want to connect it to the main road. Let's say you wanted to do a bridge from here to let's just say that this is a lake and this is the other side of the lake, right? You would do a bridge from here to there and it would look pretty much fine. Or, obviously, it would be larger than that, but let's say you were to do. Now, when you pick your bridges, you want to think about, first off, how many you're placing. If you're only placing 2, you don't want to pick something like this one because they look really tacky when there's only 2. If you're placing them horizontally, you want to think about that as well because of the way that they look horizontally versus vertically. So in this case, I'm going to go with that one. And we're going to put that there. Let's go ahead and do a couple more here. And then I'll show you guys something here. Okay. So now you've got this, right? Kind of like so. But it still looks a little tacky for the moment. Okay, so now you want to put a tree there, but you don't want to block off everything and make it look really bad. So you're going to go with something short or thin. So like that, right? So you've got that one there. Now, see how you have this other side of the road up here? You can actually scoot this forward and you can put a park there, or you can put more trees there. Okay, so like let's say that you went with something more dense, right? And then something bright, because that's a tall building anyways. So you're going to go with something like that. Nope, that looks bad. We're going to do water. I think we're going to try, and you just want to try multiple things here. And so we'll go put this here. Now, how to make, it's hard to see how this looks when there's these stupid notifications everywhere. Hang on. Okay. We're going to ignore this road. Just pretend that that's not there. Okay. Now, what can we put on the between these two buildings in the back here? How to make this look more natural? Because what we're going to be doing is going like that. Now, what we could do is we could put another house here, or we can decide, hey, let's round it off and do something else. So we could go with a park, we could go with a bridge, we could knock this. What we should do is actually knock, hang on. Okay, even better. So let's do this. Let's knock that out like that, right? Now what I could do is do a bridge on this other side, which, let's try that and see how that looks. But essentially you just want to kind of, you don't want to make shit so fucking straight and narrow, you know? You want to kind of cluster it in and blend it. That's what you're doing. You're blending. Okay, so a bridge. Let's go with something maybe like this, because it kind of matches the rooftops and such. And then we could do water. Now, notice how we're not going to put water all the way up, necessarily up to the side of the house, because that would look tacky. So let's go with, okay, this is a good example. You want to look at the water and see how it conforms around the bottom of the trees to make sure it doesn't look like complete shit, and make sure that you can actually see what's going on. So let's try this. Let's see what this looks like up against the water there. Jesus, click on the right damn building, but Jesus. There we go. Okay, now, the front of these buildings. If I was to put water straight up to the front of the house, it would look like complete shit, right? Now, I'm not liking how this water's conformed to this tree here at all, so I'm actually going to say screw that, and then go with that one. And then that looks a lot better. So now, let's say we went with an animal or something. Let's see what this looks like. Nope, that looks like shit. So essentially what you really want to do is you just want to kind of, hang on here. So see how these kind of come with trees? I'm going to actually put these up against this, like this. Maybe one over, actually. And then what we'll do is we'll bring water this way. And then That's got to be water to make that look halfway decent. That's not going to work, so we're going to have to go this way with that. And then we'll do... Hang on. Brighten it up, maybe. See how that looks. We're going to knock out this road here because why not? It looks like shit there. Okay. Now. Okay, so now we've got this clustered area here. And what are we going to do with this house here? So we've also got this area in the back and then along the sides. So we know that we want the water to look natural, right? So naturally it would have to flow from this direction. Okay, so start there. Now we're going to knock out this little area here. Now what you can also do, actually, you guys, see how I've got an area here now, a piece of road. Anytime you have road like this, it's a great time to utilize anything that you can actually place on a road. So for example, like this park here, right? Hang on, let me move this house. Okay. Whoa, I hate when that happens. So, actually, this might be for the better. What you can do, like, see up here in this section here, we could do like a T shape, like, oop, wrong way. Oh my God, go up. Like this, okay? Then you take a house. Take a park. You could do one of those. No. You know what? I think... trying to figure out how to make this flow a little bit better, because I think what we're going to do, remember how I said you guys want to, here, go like this. Okay. So along the edges of the road, you can place houses, right? So instead of having to draw the road straight up and then put the house, you place it around the curve, right? Now you can go like such and go this way with it. Okay, now we're going to take these trees here Now this one usually goes to the right, so we're going to put it there to see how it looks first. Might have to, yeah, that's not, see how you can see all that? That's terrible. Can't put that there like that. That would look shitty. So let's go with this one there. All right. See how that looks? Okay, look. Perfect example. See how that conforms to the ground there? That cannot sit there like that. Would look totally shitty. Totally. All right. Let's go with that. Try to brighten it up a little bit. Okay, that one actually conformed good, so we're going to do that one, and then we'll do this one, because that one's going to do good. Okay. So now you've just kind of kicked things a little bit off to the side there. Now, here, see how, hang on. You want the water to flow, but you don't want it to look unnatural. So we're going to go this way with it. Notice how I'm cutting out the parts that are near the roads and up against the houses. Okay, now watch. So right here, I can do a piece of water, but that would look like shit, right? So what I could do is something like this, or a pink tree would probably look better. Okay. In fact, you know what? I think we're going to do a shorter, darker tree there. It looks better. Okay. That looks better. Now, let's go with trying to figure out how to explain what I'm trying to explain to you guys here. So notice how you just want to, it almost looks too, see how straight and narrow this looks with this tree here? That looks like shit. We're going to have to fix that. So let's try water. That looks better. Oop, wrong one. Can't seem to make this part look good. It's not working with me. Alright, there we go. That's better. Ish, not. The fuck? Work with me, damn it. There, fucking Jesus. We're gonna actually shorten this road one. That's what the problem is. What the hell? I don't want to bulldoze my tree. Bastards. There. There we go. Now. What would look good right, let's see. You see, okay, so these were the terrain I was talking about, how they kind of blend with the ground here. Obviously, I wouldn't put it there, but they blend with the grass. No, there is no grass. Okay, let's see. Where the fuck? I'm looking for... wonder if that would look okay. So we can't have it cut straight again, so that's... Okay. I think we got it. I'm going to show you guys something on my Capitol here in just a second. Okay. So, you guys are getting the general idea, right? So now, in this section here, if we were to take water... Actually... I wonder... Okay, so another way that you can make stuff conform is there's a couple of... Okay, so look at the road here. If you can see it through all this shit. Hang on, give me a second. Let me try to get you guys the... Get this stuff around so it shuts up. Okay. I think I have an idea. We're going to take this here. Hang on. The fuck do you mean health? Oh my god. This shit is so annoying, you guys. Now. Okay. Shut up, bastards. Just for the purpose of shutting these people up, I'm going to draw that there. Okay. Now, we're going to take this one. Which one is it? I think we're going to go dead center with this. Yeah. We're going to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this out here. We're going to have trying to knock this road out just a second here. Show you guys what I'm trying to do. All right. Actually, let's go bring this. Let's see. I'm trying to find something that will look good. So we're going to have to... I know. Okay, we'll see. Let's do this. Okay. Gonna try out the water park thing here. It's more meant for at nighttime when it lights up. Then we're gonna take. We got to use something semi-universal. So either, but we also need it to be semi-short though too. So. No, quit grabbing the wrong fucking thing. This thing was cool, but it'd be facing the wrong fucking direction, so that's not gonna work. Okay, let's try landscape. Actually, you know what? Let's do the mayor's pass. What is this garbage? See, we could do something like this weird-ass little house thing. I'm trying to get it to do something... entertainment. Let's try that. All right. I'm going to show you guys another layout here in just 1 second with the roads. So you guys see the technique where you kind of, oops, you use the side of the roads, the curve, to place stuff around the water so you don't have to draw the road straight up to the water. It's going to make a huge difference. And then you've got the T-shaped roads. Those also make a really big difference. When you, that way you don't have to have them so grid-like. Okay. Now, we could just say, screw this on that part, right? And then do, we're obviously not going to have water right there. Put it back that way. And then we'll do, let's see, either... That would look like total shit. I wish I had enough room to put that. That would be awesome right there. Actually... Do you guys have this much trouble picking out buildings and shit? This one looks really cool. I don't think I have it on this map, right? Wait, yeah, I do. I don't think it would look good there, though. Well, no. Blocks Casino. Okay, let's try. I don't think I can put this there and have it face the direction I want it to. Yeah, no. I hate the way this stupid sign is. You have no idea. Alright, so I wish I had the purple one of those, actually. That would be cool. We'll do that, and then what we'll do is we're gonna put can you see these behind those? You can see that one. Okay. And it's nighttime. Go fucking figure. Yeah, that's not gonna work. This whole park ain't gonna work. Damn it! Okay, so the other, okay, so now that it's nighttime, you can kind of see what glowing stuff. We're going to fix that bridge over on the other side. It would look cool with that red bridge that Lowe has in his city, or like the Valentine's Day bridge or something. I'd definitely match the bridges on either side. The only other thing would be to say, you know what? Let's do this. Bring it up further. Block this out. And then do either do this or I'm kind of thinking this would look better. And then okay. Like so. And then we'll do the water going around the back side of it. Now, in this instance, you kind of want to... It's hard to get the... When you have like water going like this, because you want to make sure that it looks like it's flowing right. But again, you don't want to have it really cut like that. So what we can do is we can either knock out this tree here and put water there. And put that there to kind of make it blend like this. But then we would have to make something that would go like, let's see, like this. See? So it kind of popcorns over. Let's get all the water placed out real quick. He's 13. Okay. All right. That doesn't look terrible, does it? Now, what we would do normally is we would just upgrade this to make it just look a little bit better than a basic road. Technically, what we could do is we could move it back a notch, take out that water. Let's do that. Okay. Nope, you know what? I got an even better idea. Why did I not think of this fucking before? Jesus. What's wrong with me? The Ferris wheel can be pointed in a different direction. This is going to look so much better. Okay. Now, it's kind of, I hate how cockeyed it is. You know what I mean? I think it looks better on that side, so... Go like that, and then because we can see through this, I think what we're going to do is do that with water and then do this side with the tree. Okay. Now, see how we can't see that tree? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do something brighter so that we can actually visibly see that there's actually something back there, maybe even taller. There, that's a little better. Now, okay. Let's put there. We can do this if we wanted to. That would look cool. And then we can put a filler tree or water. Let's just do water. No, yeah. Yeah, water looks good. Okay. So I could do another sign on the other side if I wanted to. Or yeah, I think we're going to wait. We're going to do something else. We're going to do so we want to extend the, we're going to move this. And we're going to extend the water about a notch right there. And then we're going to put the trees that kind of hang over just a little bit. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to put right here. Actually, we're going to take that one out. Put it there. Put this here. So what can we do? We can do a park or an animal. I know I'm talking to myself. What the fuck? No. I don't know. I'm thinking, you know what? I think we're just going to go with something landscape, actually. We could either do a big ball of trees or, you know what? Let's do... I will do this. Okay. There we go. I think we should probably do the red bridge since it's on the other side. Oops, forgot to grab that one. Damn it, just place, fuck. Okay. I mean, does that look... That's better, right? That's kind of what I was talking about when you... How to try to make stuff not so jagged, you know what I mean? It's just try to cut through everything and make it halfway decent. Now this side here, we could do a park, or we could just put another house here, or we could knock this out and do another bridge, depending on what we wanted to do there. But I think what we're going to do is just put a house there for now. Do something like this. Or, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Okay. Oh, for Christ's sake. I don't know why they always do this shit. Oh, come on. It's gonna be a bitch now. Okay. There we go. All right, you guys. Let me catch up on your guys' comments. Shang, you causing trouble again? What's new? You're like, I'm always causing trouble. Always. All right, you guys. So, any last questions? Oh, okay. I got you. Sorry, I've been busy focused on this. Okay, so one more thing. Another, let's see here. Another layout you can use is something like this with kind of like that, but, you know, a little bit larger. And then what you do is you put a house on the corners and you can blend it and then do the trees around it. Like that, right? And so if you look on my capital map, I'll show you guys something. So if you look on here, see how I have it just kind of cut through and then I do a bridge on each side? And then I did these 3 houses here. That's a really good way to island stuff off. Another good, if you just look at the way my roads are. Okay, see? You just kind of, see, I'm trying to figure out how to show you guys what I'm trying to say. So usually what I do is I don't focus on, like I said, I don't focus on the bigger picture, but draw your road, do your display, and then draw your road, do your display, and do it in little increments, and then see if you can get it to look good, if you can wind your roads and stuff, because what happens is people try to draw the road, all the roads first, right? And then place the buildings and the homes around them. Don't do that. Just figure out what building you want, place one road, and then work that building around, and then draw the roads as you work. Don't draw this big ass road display and then try to fill it in with buildings. That's what everybody does. They just draw like a big line of road and then they start putting buildings on it, and then they draw another big line and they loop it around, and then they're like, okay, I hate that, and then they got to bulldoze and everything rotates. What you should do is say, okay, I know I want this specific building here. And so, like, let's say that you have like a thought process in your head, like, okay, I know I want a casino, for example. And let's say that you have this theme design in your head where you're like, I know I want this casino to be the centerpiece, and I want this and this on the side. Start there, okay? Put your 2 things there, and then start branching off of it. And then just slowly work outward. Don't look too big into the picture, because what everybody does, when I first designed my city, I started with kind of like a clean slate. What I did was I only had this half of my city unlocked at the time. And I said, okay, I know I want my shops right here in this exact order. So I placed them there. Then I did my factories. Then I was like stuck. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking at this big open map. And I'm just sitting there contemplating, do I want a big lake? Do I want islands? What kind of homes? Like, I had all these things in mind, right? And it was so overwhelming, I didn't even know where to start. And so then I thought, okay, here's what I need to do. And I kind of made a template to follow. And I said, well, what theme do I want? Do I want a more mountain style theme? Do I want a really tall, like neon, flashy type of theme? And that kind of thing. So pick out your houses, pick out your theme. Then decide, okay, what kind of terrain do you want? And that's going to be a huge difference. Figuring out how much water and what kind. Do you want rivers? Do you want islands? Do you want one big area? Do you want a puddle? Do you want it to run through everything in the city? So pick out your homes, pick out your theme, pick out the type of the buildings you like. You know, are you somebody who likes a lot of the casinos? Or are you somebody who likes a lot of landmarks? Do you want a bunch of tall buildings or do you want short buildings? And once you get that general idea, then you can think, okay, how to envision what it is you want as a whole. And then say, well, for example, I had a girl, she loved gambling houses, right? And she really liked the casino, and she really liked the sports type home, or the sports type stadium buildings. And so I'm sitting there contemplating, and I said, okay, well, what type of water do you like? She's like, well, you know, I like the water kind of like yours, but not so much of it. And I'm like, okay. So I started to brainstorm, and I'm like, okay, well, where do you want your factories? Do you know? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, which way do you want your city to face? So start there. Start with facing your city. Start where you want your factories and your shops. Once you get that down, then say, okay, this is the style that I want. And so I said, well, if you like the uh, entertainment, stadium, casino-y, flashy stuff, do you like the Latin homes? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, so what you could do is do a bunch of Latin homes up front, right? And then kind of island, because she said she wanted water, do islands with stadiums on them and casinos and just make it really flashy and in sections, right? And so she's like, yeah, now that would be cool. And so even though I have this huge picture envisioned, I have absolutely no idea how it's going to turn out. And so where do you start? How do you even begin something like that, right? Well, you start with what you do know. You start placing down, okay, you know what? I want an island. So you've got your factories and your shops, and then you start from there and you say, okay, where do I want this water to be? Do I want a huge mass of water? If you do, then start filling in where you know you want the water to be at. Now, it's going to take a long time to make it look good and blend. Now, what you could do is you could just throw anything up there, kind of line the water with anything, put up some trees, and anything will look good to some extent, right? But if you really want it to look good, you have to take your time, you have to brainstorm, you have to try multiple different kinds of buildings. But what ends up happening is people draw big, long lines of roads, and then they put the buildings on them and they place them as they go. Don't do that. Put the building, then draw the next section of road. Then put the building and then say, okay, I want a bridge, or I want this road to kind of travel this way. So let's say, for example, this area here. Look at my roads. Do you think that I sat down and I just drew all my roads like this and then placed the buildings? No. I placed the building and then I slowly worked my way over. Okay? And then I say, okay, you know what? I really like this building here. Now I know how big to make the road. And like for this one, when you go this way with it, this used to veer off from here, this pyramid, and over. And this road didn't even exist, actually. Now, another thing that I've done in the past is I try to envision what it would look like when you're trying to cut through something. So, for example, all of this used to be houses, right? And there was no river here. And so I'm like, okay, I want a river coming this way, but how to make it happen without tearing everything apart? So you just want to say, okay, like let's say I wanted to run the river up to here. How would I do that? I would cut through a section. So I would say, instead of tearing all this out, I would just pick up a house and slowly cut through it, right? Don't tear everything apart, because then you're not... Surprisingly, just moving one or two huge items is going to fuck your whole day up. Like if you might not be able to get it back the way it was. So you might want to take a screenshot, or it might have just been a bunch of unnecessary stuff that you didn't need to do, right? And so other than that, I mean, you just want to try not to have it so cut, like pizza cut, just grid-like. Try to put buildings on roads, try to put the landmark or the landscape in areas that are not on the roads. Try not to put, trees right up against the road. Try to use parks, because you can put the trees further back. They don't actually need a road. All right, you guys, I have to get off here because I have got to get the episode 2 for Escape the Darkness. I was supposed to be recording that, and I got sidetracked. So I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to go record that, and I will be back shortly. Okay? What do you mean? Okay, let me read this. Yeah, we don't give away, free rares, if that's what you're asking. Typically, you trade 1 for 1 for those. So it's not just an area to come for free stuff. Like, we're willing to help people and stuff like that, but it's kind of like a you scratch my back, I scratch your kind of group. Like, everybody helps everybody. You don't just come in and get free rares. Nobody is hacked or anything. So, I mean, we would all have to earn them the hard way. And me, being a very high level player, I don't find shit very often. So, no, we don't just give them away. Okay, so, all right, look. When you say that you score points, why does that matter to... Okay, so here, let me explain it to you this way. How does you scoring points in the contest of mayors and contributing towards the group chest, which goes to everybody, which everybody contributes to, automatically mean that I would pay you rares for doing that? Why don't you pay me rares for my points earned? You kind of see where I'm going with that? Like... It's a team effort. It's not like, oh, you're the president, automatically you should pay us for playing the game. Why would I pay you in rares? Why would I give you rares? Why don't you give me rares? You kind of see where I'm going with that? I mean, I'm the high-level player here. Why not give them to me? All right, you guys, I got to go. Dude, I don't see what you're talking about in the top of the chat. What are you talking about, Shang? All right, you guys, I gotta go. I gotta make that phone call that just called me. I gotta call them back, and then I'll be back to deal with this drama.